Hey everybody, it's Greg Harrelson here with Century 21, the Harrelson Group. Of course, joining me is Abe Safa, also with Century 21, the Harrelson Group. As you know, we continue to come, each week with some information. We call it the Myrtle Beach Real Estate TV, and just want to share with you what's going on in the local real estate market and keep you up to date. If I was owning property in another market, I'd always want to know what's going on, and we hope we can be that resource for you. So, Abe, thank you for joining me for another week.
Hey, Greg. Yeah, always a pleasure.
I know we're going to focus, Abe, a little bit more today on condos, but for those of you that have residential homes, I just want to let you know the market is strong. And I don't know about you, Abe, but we've received a few more multiple offer scenarios on some of our listings lately. And I'm hearing more buyers or agents that are, writing contracts. They're also dealing with multiple offers. So, the residential market, especially in some cases, the condo market, but we're starting to have that multiple offer conversation again. So it's going to be interesting to see what the numbers look like in another couple of months.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind, Greg. Buyers are out there still.
Yes.
I'm seeing homes. Look, there are homes that are sitting on the market, but it's either when good homes that are priced right are hitting the market, they're selling fast, and they are getting multiple offers on some of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, bring us up to speed on the condo market.
Yeah. So we're going to focus pretty much all on the condo market today. I was looking at the inventory this morning, and believe it or not, we've got less inventory right now when it comes to condos than we had December 1st. And then if you go back a little bit further, I can go back November, October, September. I think I have to go back all the way to like maybe June or July to find more inventory. Inventory just not growing, which we typically look at this time of year is when inventory starts to spike. We usually peak in the spring and then kind of sell it down towards the summer and then going down. But right now, as of this morning, we've got 2,203 condos total on the market for sale. On December 1st, we had 2,027. So just not much less, but still, they shouldn't be less at all. They should be significantly higher. And then when you look at the pendings, because you can say, okay, well, what does that even mean if it's not selling? If you look at the pendings right now, almost 46% of every one of those condos is under contract. So almost half the market is under contract. Back December 1st, it was roughly 35%. Yeah. So a little bit less inventory, more absorption of the inventory right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just, the weather, as you know, I mean, I'm not a golfer, and I know you like golf, don't play a lot, but it's this spring season where I'm like, man, I need to be playing golf, right? It's like amazing. And the weather right now is at least the last couple of days, and it'll probably continue. And, this usually when we see this, then we also see a lot of people coming down and getting that kind of spring fever and writing contracts. So, we're getting that. At the same token, we're not getting the inventory, which is causing that percentage of properties under contract to go up. So, well, that's good. Any other numbers on that? I
actually broke it out by oceanfront as well. So if you single out oceanfront condos, we're at 731 right now, total units on the market. It was 767 back on December 1st. Absorption rate right now is 38%. So 38% of those condos on the contract. Back in December is 25%. So it's translating over to the oceanfront side as well. So pretty strong numbers right now in the oceanfront condo market.
Yeah, that's solid. One of the things that I wanted to share, and I thought that, it's important for us to talk about this is, and for you all that in the audience, I may be the first person, or we may be the first one to start having this conversation, or the first time you've heard this conversation about what's going on with insurance costs. But Abe, I know one thing that it's very concerning to me, and it's concerning to me because it's concerning to our clients, and that is, I know multiple buildings. We won't name the buildings, but I know multiple buildings where their insurance costs have increased at an extraordinary pace. In other words, like, to break it down to a per unit basis. Just yesterday, there's a condo building. This was an oceanfront condo building where the average insurance cost for the HOA for one unit was around $2,300. And the insurance for the building went up, and it went up to the amount of, now the insurance per unit is over $5,000. It was nearly 100% increase in the cost of insurance. And if we're thinking, okay, gosh, well, that's probably just the oceanfront. We don't own on the oceanfront. No, it's the same thing. Even off the ocean properties, golf course properties, I've heard of the similar thing where the insurance per unit was around 2,200, and then it went to say 4,800. And I want to, if you're hearing that, and if you're in a condo building right now and you're not hearing that, you may want to just kind of reach out to your HOA and ask them, hey, I'm just kind of curious. Is there anything, are we anticipating any increases in insurance costs this year? Just ask the question, because if they say no, it's likely because maybe they renewed it for a year right before the insurance went up. But if they haven't renewed it in the last year, it's highly likely that when they do renew it, it's going to be at a higher rate. Okay. And what I'm doing here is I'm giving everybody a heads up to go ahead and investigate this for yourself so you can plan for this. Because I think, Abe, you said you were talking to somebody, one of your clients maybe, and it was an off the beach property. And what happened? They had to assess for the increase, and then they raised the HOAs, I think. So a lot of times what I've understood is that what the associations will do is they'll do a one-time assessment to everybody for a few $1,000s just to pay for those insurance costs. But then what they do is they raise the HOAs so they can start collecting money for over the next year. So then next year they'll have money to actually pay the new insurance costs, the higher bill. Is that kind of what you're hearing out there, Abe?
Yeah, this is a big deal, Greg, and it's happening almost across the board. Like, I haven't talked to anybody where their insurance hasn't gone up.
Yeah.
Happening on the oceanfront. I spoke to two different people yesterday from two different condo developments, one on a golf course, one off the golf course, and they both got their bill for the insurance. So one of them was hit with an assessment. I think it was $1,600 for a well, I forgot I think it was a 2-bedroom condo. And then the other one, their HOA dues went up $180 to be able to pay for the insurance moving forward. Now, this isn't a bash on the HOA people. In their defense, look, insurance across the board's going up. It's getting very pricey, but look, it's affecting owners. There's no question about it. If that one of them, it's going to push their HOA, close to $700 a month. Yeah, that's a lot of money. So if you're a condo owner out there and you've been renting your unit and you've got a tight cash flow to begin with, I mean that's significant. So this is something definitely that we're paying a lot of attention to, Greg.
Yeah,
because I think it can have a major impact on our condo market here in town.
I do too. Also, and just for you all, like if you're wanting to know, and here's what we understand, and we're not, we're not the ones writing the insurance for these large condo buildings by any means. But from our understanding, what's going on is carriers are pulling out of a lot of the high risk coastal markets. We happen to be one of those markets, so carriers are pulling out. And what that means is there's less carriers, there's less policies, or there's less competition for insurance companies. So the remaining insurance companies that are not pulling out, what they're doing is they're mitigating their risk by upping up their premiums. So if they up their premiums, then they kind of can lower their risk. And they can up their premiums because there's less competition that's actually lowballing the premiums. And that's kind of what's really going on. Yeah, this has nothing to do with an HOA. This has nothing to do with mismanagement. This is an absolute come from the dark. No one saw it coming, but it's here. And if you have not experienced it, again, it's likely because you're just not up for renewal yet. And unless something changes, it's probably something that every building will experience. So talk to your HOA about it. Now, Abe, here's one of the things that this is my speculation because I can't speak the future, but I have a feeling, and I've had a few people say this to me, and here's what they've said. Okay, my insurance costs just went through the roof. I'm going to sell this thing because I'm not going to be able to make my rental numbers work. I'm going to sell it, but I'm going to wait until after this rental season. Because they've already waited till right now. So they know it's like, hey, look, I can accumulate all this and collect all this rental income for the next, say, 3 or 4 months, all the way through the end of August, and then I'll sell it. What I anticipate, is that's going to be kind of like a pattern that we're going to find. And so who knows how that's going to show up towards the fall, if that's where we're going to see a lot of inventory, because people will say, I'll absorb the additional cost right now to collect all of my rental income. But as soon as I've collected my rental income, I'm going to actually sell it. If I would not do it that way. What I would do is I'd collect the major portion of the rental income, and then I'd put it on the market in the summer to make sure it's closed before you actually get to the fall. Now that's if I wanted to sell. That doesn't mean everyone should do that. If you're using your unit, don't do that. But if you're wanting to sell and thinking about selling this year, I just wanted to bring up this insurance cost so you know, hey, this should show up in your conversation. This should be a factor in your decision making. Whatever you decide, fine. Yeah, it's probably perfect for you. But at least use this information as a factor to consider.
Yeah, that's a good point, Greg. And it's rare that we actually tell people that you should sell your property, right? But this is one of those rare occasions where I think we have to kind of add a little bit more, I guess not concern, but you've got to pay more attention right now. So what I would do, my recommendation would be this: take a look at your numbers right now, especially if you live there and you can absorb another $100, $150, maybe even $200 a month in HOA dues, then don't even worry about it. But if you're renting your unit right now and your margins are already super tight, take a look at your numbers and see what would it do to your return, what would it do to your cash flow if your HOA dues went up $100, if they went up $150, if it went up to $200, right? Is that going to significantly impact to the point where you no longer want this unit? Then if that's the case, then the recommendation would be, let's get it on the market right now. Let's get it sold. Okay. Because if I think a lot of owners are going to fall into that right now. Once they get the hit and start realizing, man, all of a sudden I'm a negative $100 a month cash flow, I'd rather cash out. And right now the market's very strong. Inventory is still really low. So if you're one of those scenarios where you've got tight margins to begin with, look at your numbers and then see what this insurance impact is going to mean to you. Because it's gonna happen, whether it's now, whether it's a few months from now. It's something to look at carefully.
Well, good. Well, hey everybody, thank you so much for continuing to tune in to watch these videos. Watch it live if you're watching it live. We do appreciate it. And if there's anything we can ever do, if we can answer any questions, whether you're thinking about buying, selling, or just want to be in the know, just reach out to us. I'm Greg Harrelson. This is Abe Safa. You can reach out to us anytime. Abe, are you going to throw up our numbers there just in case? There's our numbers. Feel free to text us or call us. We'll be there for you. Abe, thank you so much.
Enjoy it, Greg. Thanks.